you will be in the main room if you are here for math. And if you need help with reading, that is going to be by request. Send me a private chat message if you have a reading question, and you will tell me why you're joining the reading class, right? You will tell me. It's just not going to be a social hour. We are going to be more strict about how we do run our open office, and the open office has to do with learning. Raya, in this session, I go over online quizzes so that I can help you guys be successful in online quizzes. That is what we do here. If you think you need help with this, if your math course has opened and you can work on problems, then definitely you are in the right place. It is going to be learning, Raya. If math is a struggle, you will find the session very meaningful. Yes, Abigail, I will only let people who really need help with reading join the reading room. Otherwise, everybody stay here for math. Yes, this is how it's a new rule. We teachers have decided. Raya, 3 other sessions, yes. But you'll be join the session that you want help with. If you think you struggle with math, you join math. Sincere, I'm gonna put you in the reading room. Tell Miss Smith, and she will help you. Okay, Sincere, she's gonna help everybody with the T4 thing. Let her know. She will help you. Okay, Sincere. Okay, for 2.09 quiz, those of you who were here, 2.09 quiz. I think we were on question 3 last version. Question 3 last variety. This is what we were supposed to be doing. If you were here, let me go grab the Nearpod link once again to be sure I have the right link. As in copy and pasting a lot of stuff, I sometimes just forget. If you need help with reading, send me a question answer message, and I am going to help you, put you in Miss Smith's room. Otherwise, you stay with me. Here's the link to the Nearpod for quiz 2.09, and we are supposed to look at the third variety. Question 3, third variety. Raya, tomorrow, Legacy, let me know why you're going to join reading. If it's for a purpose, I will let you. It is not a social hour. Miss Smith is strict. She said, Miss Syed, please control this room for me so we can both work together very productively for our students. Legacy. If there's something you really need help with reading, then you will. Oh, yeah, Legacy, absolutely. Just not social hour, right? It's for learning. Yes, any reason, I will put you there. There you go, Legacy. Okay. Question 3, third variety. Let's go ahead and read. So, members of a community center are planning a field trip to the zoo. More than 50 people will go on the trip. More than 50 people will go on the trip. And see, here, each of the answer choices has more than 50, greater than 50, right? 10 people are providing their own transportation, right? That is the starting point. We know about 10 people. We know the starting point, that these 10 have their own transportation. Starting point is the add-on 10, right? Plus 10. So if we had an inequality, we know it has to be greater than 50. We also know the starting point is 10. That is, it has a plus 10. Glendy, I'm going to read your chat and I'm going to respond back, dear. Yes, absolutely, Glendy. I will put you in Miss Smith's room. That is going to now be by request. Okay. So let's read the question. The rest of the people will ride in caravans, and each van carry 5 people. And there is the keyword each. And each van will carry 5 people. That means coefficient is 5. That means coefficient is that number that I put with the variable. So I know it is going to be 5x. This is how the inequality will look like. That members of a community center are planning a trip to a zoo. More than 50 people, see, more than 50 people will go on the trip. These 10 people are providing their own transportation. The rest of the people each will go in a van that carries 5 people. Answer choice A looks right. Are there any questions? No questions? Good. Answer choice A look right. Isabella, Jasmine, Zana, welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and move on to question 4. Question 4 had drag and drop. If you are actually going to be in a quiz, you will see these are drag and drop kind of questions. Let's see, what is the question? Jasmine, can you send me an email and then let me know, Miss Syed, I send you an email. Copy this message, put it in an email. You know, Miss Syed has a list of 450 people plus. I cannot find right now, but send me an email right after this session, Jasmine. I will share with you TSDS ID number. Or if you want, Miss Smith will also help you. Okay, Jasmine? But send me an email. I'm going to go help you with that. So, question 4, variety 1. Marisol is preparing a care package to send to her brother. The package will include a board game that weighs 4 pounds. Oh, I see the constant over here already. Right? The package has this constant weight. Let's see. This is where the highlighter is. This package has a board game that weighs 4 pounds. So I know I start with a plus 4. Right? Constant, the starting point. That one game in that package is 4. The add-on is a 4. And several quarter-pound snack packs. Now we don't know how many snack packs, but we know the weights. Each weigh a quarter. So I'm going to say, okay, coefficient is a quarter. Right? So I will say 1/4 x. Plus 4. This tells you the weight of the snacks. This tells you weight of that board game. The total weight of the care package must be less than 25. Less than. So gotta be less than 25. This is how you can come up with the inequality, right? And then we can solve. Let's go ahead and solve and see how the answer will look like, divided into 2 parts. Step 1, take away constant from both sides by subtracting by 4. And subtract 4. Then, this is how it looks like. Constant goes away and you have a 1/4 x is less than 21. Okay? 1/4 x is less than 21. To get rid of 1/4 x also means, 1/4 x, I can show you, 1/4 x also means, so you know the different variety of ways of writing it, also means 1x over 4. And over 4 means it is dividing by 4. It is dividing by 4. The inverse of dividing by 4 is to multiply by 4. So I multiply both sides by 4. EJ, up on the mic?
You sent me to the ELA's class.
Yes, EJ, absolutely. Okay, 1/4 x also means dividing by 4. So the inverse of dividing is going to be multiplying by 4. So what happens now? You get rid of the multiplying by 4 and dividing by 4, and you have x by itself. So your x will be less than 84. The total weight the package will carry will be less than 84. And you see clearly one of the answers that say fewer than 84 snack packs. Whenever you have fractions like these, you can just multiply by the denominator and get rid of it. So the answer is fewer than 84 snack packs the person can carry in their package. So the total weight of the package is still going to be less than 25 pounds. Let's go ahead and look at the next word problem. It's important for you guys to learn how to read a problem and express that inequality, right? And here is this next question. Dennis has less than 70 minutes to spend on homework questions. So, if Dennis has less than 70 minutes total, how will I write that? I will say less than symbol and 70. This is how I start. Dennis has less than 70 minutes. He spent 10 minutes on first 2 questions. Constant, right? That's constant because it doesn't have the word each. Spent 10 minutes on the first 10 questions. So I know there's a plus 10. The 10 minutes have already been consumed of the 70 minutes. The rest of the questions will take 5/2 minutes each. I will tell you what 5/2 means. You need to understand what the 5/2 means. 5/2. Can you guys tell me what is 5 divided by 2? 5/2 means 5 divided by 2. How much is that? Or what is, there you go, Zainab. Very good. It is going to be 2.5. So whenever you see fractions like these, they are there to confuse you. So you don't be confused. You should know. It means 2.5. And you can put the variable x because that has the word each. So 2.5x. Plus 10 should be less than 70. And let's go ahead and solve and see how the solution will look like. Step 1, we can get rid of the constant. It says plus 10. Let's undo it by subtracting 10. And subtract 10 on both sides. So a plus 10 and a minus 10, just we get rid of. We are left with 2.5x equals 60. Oh, not equals. That is not right. Should be less than 60. And then we can solve from here. Divide both sides by 2.5 and you will get the answer. Isolate the x, divide both sides by 2.5 and you will get the answer. Go ahead, somebody work it out. It definitely does involve some kind of mental math and you can handle it. Christine, yes. Do you have a question to ask Ms. Smith? Do you have a question, Christine? Yeah. That's important. Ms. Smith said, Ms. Syed, help me out. Make sure only students who are here for learning joins ELA room so we can help them to our best. Okay. Now, if I were to solve, you will divide, right? So you will see that x is going to be less than, what did you guys get? X is going to be less than how much? 60 divided by 2.5? Yeah, I agree. I got 24, Isabella.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Could you take me to math? It doesn't show an option to go to math. I
I
mean,
am
reading.
reading. Isaiah, what do you have a question to ask Miss Smith?
um, I just wanted to hang out.
No, no, she's strict. She said no, Messiah, no. Make sure ask them what do they need from me because she's trying to help some kids. She just cannot because of other people so much actively on chat. She, you know, people. Miss Smith is our new one of the new persons who joined our school. Let's keep things some bit slower for her so she can manage. And the open office has been a little bit stressful for her recently. So we decided Miss Syed will handle who is going to join her room. I am the old one, been working since years, and definitely you can give me a hard time and I'll manage. But don't give her a hard time. Um, Yes, don't
Okay.
give her a hard time. We love her. We want to keep her. Um, so 60 divided by 2.5, we get 24, right? We will. There's a good news I have. I know, and we all as a school understand you guys need some social time. Honestly, we understand that. We have that part of our heart for you guys that you need social time. But we will start social time every day in open office. We have invited another teacher to join us, and that room is going to be called social time. And you will join that social time room. But we are still waiting for that teacher and the communication to, take place in a more efficient way so that this social time starts. And we will have social time in open office for you in the separate breakout room. So you don't have to be in a certain content area to be having social time. How did I get 60? Guyana? This is how I got 60. 70 minus 10. Guyana. I took a constant from both sides. Right? 70 minus 10. I got 60. Guyana. So, if you are here, we are taking the 2.09 quiz. And I do encourage you to join. Um, um, Chat will have to be focused here also. I'm going to go ahead and do 2.09 quiz. And here's the link to the Nearpod. Please join. So the answer is going to be less than 24, fewer than 24. Let's look at the last variety of question 4. Joycelyn, very well done. Your work looked very neat in Nearpod. Very neat, even more better than mine. Good job. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Last variety of question 4. A park ranger would like to clear more than 10 miles of rail. More than. This is the symbol for more than. So you will say more than 10. That's where we start. So far, he cleared 2 miles. That is your constant. That has already been cleared, right? The add-on constant is the 2 miles. So I will say, okay, plus 2 on my left side. Let's see what is the coefficient. What is that varying amount has the word each and per. From now on, he can clear 3/4 mile of trail each hour. Let's go ahead and do this each hour. 3/4 mile of trail each hour. For some of you, if you think that decimals will be easy, you should understand that 3/4 is going to be 0.75. So if you can handle just the decimals. So if I'm going to complete writing the inequality, I will say 0.75x plus 2, because this has the word each. Each tells me where x goes. 0.75x plus 2 should be more than 10. Are there any questions? Then we can go ahead and solve. Let's go ahead and take away constant from both sides. Take away 2. And then we have here 0.75x is going to be greater than 8. Because we got rid of the constant 2. Divide both sides by 0.75 and you will get the answer. I can definitely help you out with this if you guys need. But even if you will handle the decimals, it is going to be very clear that the first number is going to be 10 and there's little to no confusion. If your answer is going to be 10.66, you will pick the answer that has the 10 in it. Let me know if that makes sense. Are there any questions? We will move on to question 5 and let's see how question 5 looks like. Question 5. Another word problem. A chef has less than 25.8 pounds of rice. How do I write that? So I need to have less than 25.8. This is how I write down less than 25.8 pounds of rice. She takes out 5 pounds to use during the day and stores the rest in containers. Now I know the starting point is what has already been taken out. She took out 5. 5 is that constant amount, right? So, yes, the constant is that 5. And the rest is put into smaller containers of 2.5 pounds each. Right, so split the rest into containers of 2.5 each. That's how you can express it. The constant is 5. That's what she takes out right away. And this is the remaining that will go in other smaller containers. We don't know how many containers. We will have to solve. Let's go ahead and solve and see how much we get. Step 1. Subtract the constant from both sides. Take away the 5. Oh, wow. My nail part is acting up a little. It is tired. Let's see now. Hopefully it will work. Okay. Seems like it's going to be working. I hope you guys can also see what it is writing. And take away 5 from this side. It's 5.0. Right? So you can subtract very precisely. Then what are you left with? You have your 2.5x is going to be less than 23.8. You can divide both sides by 2.5 and you will get your answer. Okay. Divide by 2.5 and divide by 2.5 and tell me how much do you guys get? Everybody go ahead, do the math and show me how much do you guys get. Over here, I did a little mistake. Let me fix my mistake. I didn't subtract correctly. And you guys can see that, but you're not even telling me. 25.8 minus 5 is going to be 20. Let me put a 20 over here. Go ahead, work it out. Tell me how much do you guys get? 20.8 divided by 2.5. Everybody work it out. Let's see. You gonna get some decimals? Gianna? Gianna, this is 2.09. This is what we are doing right now. If you have a specific question, feel free to let me know. When I did the division, I get x is going to be less than 8.32. So if this is the answer and it has to be less than 8.32 containers, what is the maximum number of containers the chef will be able to fill rice with? Remember, when you want to give the maximum number of containers, you cannot say 8.32 containers. No, you will give a whole number of containers. Then the chef will need how many containers? The chef will need 8 containers because it says less than 8.32. So the chef will need 8 containers. That is how you will answer. Don't give answers in 8.32 because you cannot have containers in terms of decimals. Gianna, feel free to let me know which problem and I'm really going to guide you. This is the one that we are working on that is 2.09. Okay, the answer you put in is supposed to look like 8. Why? It is talking about containers. Containers cannot be in decimals. Here is question 5, second to last variety. And see and learn how I translate a word problem into an inequality. See, it says here a business assistant must need more than £50, more than $50. And how do I write that? More than 50. This is how my right side looks like. Now think about the left side. There is $200 in the account. Starting amount is 200. Doesn't have the word each. It is the starting amount. And in this one, let's see, the starting amount is 200. Let's put 200. And what happens to the coefficient? The assistant needs to order X boxes of pens that cost $10.50 each. Right? If somebody will order stuff, it will cost them money. And this money is going to go out of their account. It is going to go out of their account. It is not going to add, but it is going to go out. So this is a negative 10.5x. So you can think that the bank account starts with $200. And each time the assistant orders a box, it takes away 10.50 from their bank account. Right? And then we can solve from there. That is why I put a negative 10.50. Let me see how you did it on your slides. Yes, very precisely. Then, how will I solve it? I will first undo my constant. I will subtract both sides by 200. And then divide by 10.5. Negative 10.5, right? Now let's see what happens here. 50 take away 200 will give you a negative balance. Will give you a negative 150. Everybody is back in the main room. Miss Smith, did you need additional time with the students?
Let me check. Glendy, are you able to come show me tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk about it tomorrow in office hours then. We are all good, Miss Syed. And I helped a couple of people get into your TFAR, so I moved them into rooms. I don't know if they're still sitting in
Perfect, Risha. Perfect, Miss Smith. I'm so happy.
there. No problem.
Yeah, that works so well. Perfect. Miss Smith, we'll still continue a couple of minutes more, but you are good to go if you helped everybody.
All right. Take care, everybody. See y'all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay, so 50 minus 200. 50 minus 200 is a negative 150. We keep our sign. We know a plus 200 and a minus 200 cancels each other out. And here we have negative 10.5x. Negative 10.50 or negative 10.5 is the same, right? Remember, your coefficient here is negative. It is a negative 10.5. You will flip the inequality symbol because your coefficient is a negative number. You will flip the inequality symbol in the main answer. So first, get rid of negative 10.5 by dividing both sides by negative 10.5. Somebody go ahead and divide and tell me how much do you get. And when I'm going to get the answer, remember, because I'm dividing by a negative number, I will flip it and make it smaller. So I'm going to get x by itself. And I get something like 14. I get a positive 14. Why do I get a positive 14? Because a negative number divided by another negative number gives me positive. And it's going to be less than. So what is the maximum number of boxes? The maximum number of boxes will be around 14. These are some whole number answers because boxes cannot be in decimals or fractions. So it's going to be around 14. Are there questions before we move on to the last variety of question 5? Joycelyn said 14.26. Thank you, Joycelyn. She said 14.26 is the answer. But remember, boxes cannot be in decimals, so give whole number answers. Give me 14. Does that make sense? Perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and move on and look at the last variety of question 5. The last variety of question 5 says, a carpenter has less than 120 minutes. So how do we write down? Less than 120 minutes. Now all I need to think of is the left side. To spend painting furniture each day. Today, he spent 30.5 minutes painting a desk. Now this is my constant because this time already happened out of his day, right? It is the constant. It happened and will not happen each time. It just happened already. So constant. So I know out of the 120 minutes, 30.5 already spent. Now look for the word each. What is happening each? Now,
it's the 12.5.
Excellent. It is the 12.5 each.
So 12.5x.
Excellent.
And the reason being is because it says each also.
Very good. Excellent, excellent, Glendy. Very good. And then we will just go ahead and solve. Step 1, get rid of the constant. Undo the constant. How? I see plus 30.5. I will undo it by subtracting. And here, if you forgot decimal operations, make sure you put a decimal point and a 0 when you subtract. So you subtract 30.5. In this way, you will get a more precise answer. Make sure you do add a decimal. Tell me how much do we get when you subtract, Isabel? With practice, everybody gets smarter. You also try. Glendy tries hard, right? But this is just your day 1 or 2 with me, and definitely with time, we will all get better. So we have here 12.5x is going to be greater than how much? Raya is also here. Everybody subtract. How much do you guys get? You guys get 89.5? Raya, the thing is Miss Smith's room, breakout room already finished, ended. So everybody got back into my room. Oh, that room already ended, Raya. You will do test on your own, Raya. That is perfectly fine. You didn't have to be in a live session. That timer just ran out and ended the. Yes?
I got the same answer. Yeah,
You
it's
did 89. Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. Let's divide both sides by 12.5 and see how much do we get. And remember, they're going to ask you for number of chairs. So number of chairs. So that is going to be a whole number. Don't tell them in a decimal answer. You might end up getting some decimal answer, but for chairs, they should be some complete chairs. So our answer is going to be x is going to be greater than. Oh, wait, I've already been using some wrong sign. They said less than 20 minutes. So I'm going to go change my symbol. I'm going to also see how many of you guys followed me with my symbol. All the time they were saying less than, and I'm putting greater than symbol, right? Let's use the less than symbol. It was supposed to be less than. Was supposed to be less than because less than was the one that was making more sense to me, so I reconsidered. 7.16 Glendy got. Can you say 7.16 chairs? No. But how many chairs can you say?
Listen, I got 7. Yeah, you got it right.
You say 7 chairs then?
Yeah.
Yes. You'll say 7.
Sorry, I thought you said that I said 71.6.
No, you said
So I was like,
7.16. You are very precise. Perfect. This marks the end of the session. Thank you everybody for joining. This is a recorded session. If anybody would want to go over any of the questions, you definitely can. The first part of this quiz is also in the recording from yesterday. If you'll go back to yesterday's recording, you'll be able to access. And enjoy the rest of your day.